We're going to talk to an emotional plight to the wife of a soldier who suffers from PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder.
Ashley Wise and other military wives across the country are stripping for their soldier husbands. This is a project that provides an environment for spouses, children, and families to share stories and to raise awareness of post-traumatic stress, and it's getting national attention.
And we're joined now, Jeff Maher, you have more on this, even talking to the founder, the woman who created this idea.
Well, it's a great thing because when you talk about PTSD, a lot of the soldiers coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq, they're still in that Marine mode where they don't need anyone's help to deal with PTSD. They deal on their own, but they deal with it in such ways that can hurt them, it can hurt their families, and not just our soldiers currently serving, but also the soldiers who are still alive from World War II, the ones who are still with us from Vietnam. They're dealing with some serious issues. I've interviewed a lot of them. Now, we do have Ashley Wise on the phone with us, and I believe she's talking to us from Kentucky. Ashley, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Well, the website is called Battling Bear, and we want to hear about this because, as I've mentioned, we've done a lot of stories with PTSD and soldiers struggling from it, and this is a great way to bring awareness.
Yes, it originally came from me being pretty angry because I had gone to family advocacy for assistance. My husband knew Robert Bales, and that was his most recent trigger whenever that news broke back in March. And he had tried to commit suicide the October before. So worried that that was going to happen again, I went to family advocacy, and my story, our family story, was twisted. They charged him with domestic assault and were pushing to dishonorably discharge him after 18 years of service. And after being told that I was behaving like a typical beaten woman, I said, you know, maybe if I was to streak the general's lawn, a naked woman would get attention. And knowing I would be landing in jail and deemed as crazy, I instead decided to go ahead and do this photo campaign. And it was really a God moment because the idea for the picture and the pledge came, and 10 minutes later, it was on Facebook, and the rest is history.
Well, and you mentioned Robert Bales. Robert Bales, I believe, served in the same company as your husband. Robert Bales is, of course, accused of killing 16 Afghan civilians. That surfaced earlier this year. And you said that basically served as a trigger for your husband. He kind of took a turn for the worse. And I read that there was even a time where he broke your nose, thinking that you were an enemy, basically.
Yes, yes. It's very. He was a Marine for 8 years first, and then is now still, well, now not, but he was combat arms most of his career. And during that instance, Crown Royal was his self-medication of choice. And yeah, he snapped, thought I was an Iraqi guy, and I ended up with a broken nose.
Well, we're looking at some of the pictures from the page, the Facebook page. Can you tell me exactly what this message is all about that's written on the backs of these women? And is this for all women or just for military wives and girlfriends?
This is for everyone. We actually have variations of the pledge for parents to their children, teenagers to their parents, children to their parents, soldier to soldier. We're coming out with a MST pledge, which is the military sexual trauma, because the female soldiers, their PTSD tends to come from being raped by their superiors and not from kicking in doors and dodging bullets like their male soldier counterparts. And it's basically like a new version of your wedding vows, just saying that, you know, you came back with these, you know, emotional, like I call them soul scars that need to be dealt with, these wounds that no one else can see. And I see them and I hurt while you hurt, and I'm here to fight with you, and I'm not quitting, and I'm not giving up. And it's just touched so many other people. It's been it's blown me away, and it's been very humbling.
Well, Ashley, thanks for joining us. Thank you for talking to us. It's a great thing that you're doing. Battling Bear. And if you want to check out the website, it's facebook.com/battlingbear, and you can submit your photos and raise awareness for a good cause. We're going to be right back after the break.